In the midst of an act of violence that has no name or form, a tragic death is confirmed, leaving Princes Harry and William devastated. This event occurred in the United States just a few hours ago, and we will analyze it below. From England, it is confirmed that Edward Pettifer, a 31-year-old British citizen, died in the terrorist attack that occurred in New Orleans on January 1. He was identified as one of the 14 victims who lost their lives in this act, described by U.S. officials as malicious terrorism. According to the New Orleans coroner, the preliminary cause of Edward's death was blunt force injuries. It is believed that Edward was traveling with another Briton who was not injured in the attack. Edward was the eldest son of Charles Peyforex, an official of the Extreme Guard, and Camalewiet. After his parents' separation, Charles married Tiggy Ligy Bower in 1999. Tiggy, who was the nanny of Princes William and Harry between 1993 and 1999, maintained a close relationship with them, especially during the death of Princess Diana. Tiggy is also Edward's godmother. King Charles III and the Prince of Wales have expressed their condolences to the family deeply affected by the tragedy. Edward's family has issued a statement requesting privacy in their grief and extending their condolences to the other victims of the attack. This tragic event has shocked both the United Kingdom and the United States. The question that arises is how security should evolve to prevent future acts of violence. To prevent something so terrible from happening again, it is crucial to continue instilling values and principles, as well as increasing controls. This is fundamental to protect citizens from such devastating situations. Sadness has affected many homes and, above all, has caused fear in millions of homes around the world. Therefore, I ask that we pray together for eternal the memory of Tiggy, a boy who left so much behind and, above all, demonstrated his love for his native England. In 1986, Diana, Princess of Wales, officially met James Hewitt, marking the beginning of a relationship that would spark decades of speculation. Initially hired as Diana's riding instructor, Hewitt developed a close connection with the princess that lasted 5 years. Their relationship blossomed during a tumultuous period for the royal couple, fueling rumors that would intensify over time. Henry Charles Albert David, known as Prince Harry, was born on September 15, 1984, as the second child of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. His position, third in line to the British throne, defined his early years, although he now holds the fifth position. The world instantly fell in love with this mischievous boy with a face full of freckles, so similar to his beloved mother, the People's Princess. From his birth, his distinctive red hair attracted public attention, a prominent trait in the Spencer family line and notably different from the darker-haired Windsor relatives. Neither his father Charles nor his brother William shared this hair color, displaying a less noticeable shade of brown. However, Diana's brother Charles exhibited the same bright red hair during his university years, establishing this as a clear Spencer family trait. Richard Dalton, Diana's longtime hairdresser, directly addressed this genetic trait, highlighting how the red hair of the Spencer family consistently appears across generations. Harry's uncle Charles seemed to be the only other pure redhead in his immediate family until someone else entered the royal family's life 2 years after Harry's birth, displaying a surprisingly similar head of red hair that raised many questions about Harry's heritage and lineage. Nevertheless, hair was not the only reason people began to doubt that the youngest prince was truly his father's son. Although there was no doubt that Diana was his mother, the growing lack of similarities with Charles became more pronounced over the years. Rumors were fueled by the constant media speculation surrounding the already troubled couple. Throughout his youth, Harry developed his own identity within the royal framework, markedly different from his brother William's more reserved behavior or his father Charles's characteristic British composure. His participation in sports, particularly polo, became a regular feature of his public life. When he enlisted in the army and was photographed enjoying himself with his fellow soldiers, he seemed like any other 20-something. The world began to take notice of certain physical characteristics and mannerisms that would fuel years of public discussion about his resemblance to various figures in royal circles. The question of Harry's appearance has remained a topic of public discussion throughout his life. His height, build, and bearing do not match the typical patterns of the Windsors or the Spencers exclusively. These distinctions, initially seen as mere genetic variation, would take on new significance in light of genetic discoveries that led to his decision to sever all ties with the royal establishment. Early photographs show Harry's changing appearance over years of public life, highlighting features that would become subjects of intense speculation. His characteristic smile, posture, and physical presence distinguish him from both his immediate family members and extended royal relations. These differences, subtle in childhood, became more pronounced as he reached adulthood, and it was then that the world recalled the name of the man he had been close when he was a young boy, a man with strikingly similar features, including red hair and freckles. Hewitt, now addressing a rumor that has circulated for decades, claims to be the biological father of Prince Harry, raising questions about centuries of royal history and leading the prince to finally sever all ties with a family he never truly felt part of. A period of growing tension in Diana's marriage to Prince Charles culminated in a love story that made headlines around the world. Hutt spoke openly about the development of the relationship. "It was never her intention to fall in love with me, and certainly not my intention to fall in love with Diana, but it happened due to the circumstances that brought us together." This confession, though honest about their emotional connection, emphasized the natural progression of their relationship rather than any predetermined affair. Their shared passion for horses provided the initial basis for their connection. Hutt's role as a riding instructor brought him into regular contact with Diana, allowing a friendship to develop before any romantic involvement. The evolution of their relationship from professional to personal unfolded gradually, with both parties later confirming its development. The eventual end of their relationship came as media scrutiny intensified. Who explained the conclusion, "Although neither of us said anything, I believe we both realized the situation was impossible. It became increasingly obvious to me that she wanted to end the relationship, it simply faded away." This statement reaffirmed the chronology of the relationship, highlighting its inevitable conclusion under public pressure. However, the love story was not the only subject under scrutiny. Although Diana and James's official encounter only occurred in 1986, when Prince Harry was already 2 years old, many people began to wonder if their relationship had started earlier. Two lovers could have met unofficially years before, perhaps just when Diana became pregnant with her second child. Speculation about Harry's paternity spread like wildfire, turning what should have been a sweet love story between two gentle souls into a torrid extramarital affair. The physical similarities between Harry and Hutt became a frequent topic of public discussion, despite the clear timeline establishing that Harry's birth preceded their encounter. Both shared a similar color, facial features, and a natural affinity for horseback riding. These similarities, though striking, existed alongside the equally notable traits of the Spencer family visible in Harry's appearance. The question of Harry's appearance has generated constant public discussion, particularly regarding his resemblance to various family members and associates. His red hair, though clearly traceable to Spencer genetics, represents only one aspect of a complex set of physical characteristics that have fueled decades of speculation about his heritage. Photographs of Harry and Hutt playing polo at similar ages reveal surprising parallels in their bearing and manners. Their shared features extend beyond mere color to include facial structure, expressions, and even athletic style. These similarities became more pronounced as Harry reached the same age at which Hutt was photographed during his relationship with Diana. Comparisons with Prince Charles present notably different patterns. Although father and son share certain Windsor family traits, the differences in their appearance, particularly in profile and overall bearing, have long attracted public attention. Photos of Charles playing polo in his 30s show markedly different physical characteristics from those displayed by Harry at the same age. Harry's appearance clearly reflects the influence of the Spencer family, with his red hair matching that of Diana's siblings. However, certain characteristics and manners seem distinct from the patterns of the Spencer and Windsor families. These unique traits became more apparent as Harry matured, leading to increased public speculation about his genetic heritage. Many observers note how Harry's height, build, and bearing align more closely with Hutt's physical type than with the typical patterns of the Windsor or Spencer families. However, the timeline of Diana's relationship with Hutt places their first encounter years after Harry's birth, creating an apparent contradiction that later drove Harry's search for genetic answers. Was he truly his father's son, as his mother swore, or were the similarities more than coincidences? Amid intense media speculation and persistent public interest, Harry's paternity has always been questioned. The situation led to multiple definitive statements from those close to the matter. In 2002, James Hood addressed the issue directly in an interview, assuring that there was no possibility he was Harry's father, as Harry was already a young child when he met Diana. Ken Worf, Diana's former bodyguard, reinforced this timeline in his detailed account, noting that Harry was born on September 15, 1984, and that Diana did not meet James until the summer of 1986. Additionally, he mentioned that the red hair, often cited as evidence, is a Spencer trait. Diana's emotional response to these rumors revealed their personal impact. Those close to her reported her distress due to the persistent speculation. Over the years, multiple sources close to the royal family issued denials.